right, so I've got the recording started. So just for everybody's information, we do record these meetings. I just made an announcement on our last Gain Civicor office hours, but I want to make sure everybody knows here as well. So we record these meetings and get them posted on our website. That website is JBBS Colorado. If you just Google JBBS Colorado, it's the actual website is bha.colorado.gov/ a bunch of other stuff. But if you just Google JBBS Colorado, it comes up with the website pretty quickly. Usually it's the first or second one. For me, it's always the first. But if you scroll down, these particular meetings are going to be under resources for county jails, BHA resources, and then you have JBBS trainings, roundtables, learning communities, quarterly meetings, JBBS forms and guides. That's where you would find these roundtable recordings. That's where you would find our quarterly meeting recordings. Those usually go up on the website within a day or two. As soon as it downloads on my end, I go ahead and reach out to our comms folks, and they get it on there pretty quickly. So just for everybody's information, that goes on there pretty quickly. And just wanted to make that announcement. So with that said, I would like to pass over our call today to Bobby Vigil in El Paso County. Bob, I've got a little brief bio for Bobby that I'll go ahead and read. So Bobby is a JBBS case manager supervisor working with pretrial since 2021. Bobby, I cannot admit your note taker. So I apologize about that. We have been told that we have to deny AI note takers.
I am fine with that. I don't know how that was even generated.
Okay, so just also for everybody's information, we have to deny AI note takers. So I think we're going to get some guidance on that, but we have been told for now we need to deny those. So anyway, Bobby has been in pretrial since 2021. She previously worked for Pueblo County pretrial. She's got 20 plus years of experience in community corrections, which include oversight of SUD, mental health, SO programs, security staff, case management staff as part of a leadership in the role of director and program and clients of program and client services for residential and non-residential programs. Bobby has served as a voting member of the Pikes Peak Area of Council Mobility Board for 5 years, and she is the auxiliary president of a local Veterans of Foreign Wars District 5 VFW Auxiliary Guard and Department of Colorado VFW Auxiliary Color Bearer. And with that said, Bobby is going to present today about their vet unit in El Paso County. So Bobby, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, and I will be available to handle any questions that come through via chat, if there's any questions for me, anything like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm gonna share my screen, hopefully. Working on it, sorry. There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Just trying to make sure I had you guys in the background on the other side, but it's okay. All right, they asked me to present on the veteran population in El Paso County and what we do here at the jail. So El Paso County has 5 military installations. For the most part, 1 in every 10 citizens here have served in or are currently serving in the United States military. El Paso County, and these stats are a little bit old, but the latest ones that I was able to pull, as of July 2022, we had about 740,000 veteran or individuals in our community, and about 85,000 were veterans. Oh,
hey,
great.
Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
We're sharing the wrong screen.
Yeah, but yeah, I was just gonna comment that we can see kind of us, but we can't see, I think, what slides you're working on.
That's pretty interesting because I can't see you guys either. Okay, let me try one more time. Sorry. Maybe.
Yeah, that looks
Okay,
that
sorry.
looks like it's good. Yeah.
The first one was just a picture of a flag, so we're okay. So we have a veterans ward here at the El Paso County Jail. The ward was originally opened in 2015. Unfortunately, like a lot of things, COVID took its hit on the jail, and the ward had to close in 2020. In October of 2023, the sheriff was very much behind us reopening the veterans ward. Services in the ward are specific to veterans. We do have some non-veterans in that ward, but they have to earn their way into that ward also. But there's different programs that we offer. I'll explain a little bit more later, but time for change. If you, as you see in the video, they do the 22 push-up challenge. The deputies will participate. That's a picture of one of our JBBS case managers and the sheriff doing the 22 push-ups with the inmates while they were doing the cadence. Anybody that is going into the vet ward has to get vetted. Basically, we go off of the criteria that the Veterans Trauma Court has for anybody that's eligible for their court. And I know this is a lot of words, and but it's found on their website, the Veterans Trauma Court's website. So there, anybody that is convicted or pled guilty to a violent offense, sexual offenses, high levels of crime offenses, are not eligible to be in this ward. Certain domestic violence crimes, things of that manner. Not all vets will be suited for this ward. Could be their behavior, could be their charges that they were charged with. The way we vet individuals to make sure that they're actually a vet, because we get it as a self-disclosed report to us. The Department of Veterans Affairs has a website that has, it's called VRSS. It's the Veterans, actually, sorry. I didn't write down the exact, I just know it's the VRSS. Reentry Service website, and you can get access, each individual jail or I lost seeing you guys again. Each individual jail has the ability to apply and get access to this website. This website allows you to enter the information that I have on the screen there, just the basic, the name, the date of birth. The date of birth has to go year, month, date, and then whatever your guys' location identifies them. Our numbers always start with an A. You submit this on an Excel form, and then you upload it onto their website. From there, it takes about 2 hours. You'll get a notification back from the website saying that anybody that they give the number back to you for is actually in their system as being a veteran. Some of the older historical information has not been put into their website yet, so you might have some vets that might have served in the Vietnam War before or just during that era that have not been put in this, but they are actual vets. You'll have to go through your local VA representative. Our VJ, or our Veterans Justice Officer, will have us do a Department of Veterans Affairs ROI, submit it to them, and then they'll give us the confirmation of whether they've been, are we on? Yeah, it's still sharing. I apologize. I'm trying to find out where my meeting's at. Okay, sorry. Anybody that, like I said, is eligible for the Veterans Trauma Court is eligible, once we have vetted them, to go into the Veterans Ward. From the information on the VRSS, specific case management will be assigned to those individuals. What I do is I make a notation in JBBS, the Civicor site, that the veteran status has been verified. That way we don't have to keep going back and forth for that information. We offer specific veteran services and referrals once we have acknowledged or acquired that verification that they are a vet. We have a JMS system that we track all of our inmates. That's the jail's tracking system. By me notating the information in there, it shares with our classifications unit for ward assignment. And then in their discharge packet that the case managers prepare for them, they get specific information and resources specific to veteran services. In the ward, items that are offered are the time for change curriculum taught by the deputies, and then they get a graduation upon completion if they're here for the entire curriculum. They get in the ward face-to-face access to the VA Veterans Justice Officer. The Veterans Trauma Court representative comes into the ward and meets with them weekly. A Mount Carmel representative comes in there and meets with them weekly. And we're able to offer peer support in the ward by Serenity Recovery Connection. Currently, they have veteran-specific peer coaches that will come in and meet with a group based on our schedule. Right now, we're on a once every 6 weeks. They're eligible to take relapse prevention classes. One of the big things that the guys like in the ward is that they don't have to wear the traditional inmate uniform, which is a bright orange, and they get to actually wear a two-piece khaki outfit, and they get a change outfit also. So it's small things, but to the inmates, it's very important. They also get other incentives such as like a microwave in the unit. The unit is cleaner than any other unit. They get items off the incentive cart at a higher frequency or longer amounts of time. There's other incentives that they get, but it's based on behavior, based on seasons. Sometimes they'll get talked to decorate the recreation area, stuff like that. The focuses that JBBS has once we've identified and they're in the vet ward is mental health services, referring them out into the community and getting those relationships started. We work with Diversus Health, and they will actually start WebEx visits with our inmates to get them started and get their referral packet going and everything like that while the inmates are still here. Substance use treatment can get started here. The relapse prevention, we set up the community appointments, like I said, with the mental health, we could do it with the peer coaching, we can do it with other locations. We do specifically work on sober living and housing. We've been successful about getting quite a few individuals into Valor Point in Denver, to include setting up transportation with the VA for them to get there. We can get an individual's DD 214 and put it in their discharge packet so that they have it upon their release. They are offered MAT treatment while they are here. And of course, with the veteran service officers, we have their benefits are very important. So we can get the communication to and from the VA if they need a document, an ROI, something that we can't pull off. The VA will send it to us. We'll communicate with the inmate and get it back to the VA so that they can start. A lot of our individuals that are getting sentenced to DOC will try to make sure that their benefits are in order before they're depart for DOC. So that comes in handy when those situations arise. I do have a video to show you guys of the media release that was presented for when we opened the Veterans Ward. Does anybody have any questions before I play that?
I think we're good. Go ahead, Bobby.
Sounds good. a commercial, sorry. Can you guys see that?
Yes. We can't hear it, Bobby.
Let me see what's going on. Would you be able to share that? Maybe it would work on yours.
I can try. Could you put the link in the chat?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe. Give me just a second.
All right. Let me see if I can get it. All right, one quick sec, everybody. Let me try to share here.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
All right, let's see if we can get this working. Real quick, can we hear that? Darn it. Yeah, the audio, I can hear it on my end, obviously, but trying to think what we might be able to do here.
Sorry about that. It was working when I played it, so I thought it was gonna work.
Well, I think it's just the audio. The audio doesn't come through on the presenting. So what if we do this? Everybody's got the, this is about a 2-minute long video. Everybody's got the link now because it's in the chat. Would you like to discuss it and folks can, oh, there we go, lost my camera. There we go. Folks can check it out when we're done here.
Yeah, basically it just shows what the ward looks like. You can see some of the inmates actually describing their feelings about being in the ward and how important it was for them. The camaraderie that they experience while they're in that ward compared to being in other wards, and the impact that they have working with the deputies, knowing that some of the deputies are veterans, things of that manner. I mean, just from, like I said, some of the smallest things, such as it being the cleanest ward. And not that the other wards are, I mean, but it is jail. I mean, so having somebody speak highly of their ward, I mean, speaks a lot. The biggest thing I think that was important to us was being able to get access to the Department of Veterans Affairs website. I don't know if anybody is interested in that. I can give the website, but you have to go through the process to get access. But it was available because we were a law enforcement agency. And if I can get it, I'll put it in the chat real quick.
Yeah, that'd be great, Bobby. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, do we have any questions for Bobby while she's working on putting that in the chat?
I will say this one thing that is interesting. Anybody that I run in this program, our local Veterans Justice Officer that works at the VA does get the results of it. So she's able to double check on her end everybody that is entered into the jail that is a vet that I've ran. So if like somebody declines working with JBBS, she'll be able to see on the back end, and maybe when she goes into the ward or is just on site, because she has CJIS access and comes into the jail also, she can, make it a point to stop at that location, just check in on that vet also, even if they declined working with JBBS.
Yeah, go ahead, Karen.
You might have said this, but how many beds do you have for vets?
How many beds?
Yeah.
In the vet ward specifically, give me 2 seconds. That's a good question I didn't look at. That ward can hold 74 inmates.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right now, we're not at full capacity in there at all. We're about half that.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Bobby, there's a question in the chat as well. Is this program funded by JBBS, or just clients can participate in the ward and JBBS?
This is something that is facilitated by the sheriff's office, and then JBBS services are highlighted with it, I guess. These are individuals JBBS would be working with anyways, for the most part. And so just being able to make those connections in the community with the VA, with the Veterans Trauma Court, and doing the extra steps to get those connections. I mean, that section's paid by JBBS. The incentives and all that are of course part of the jail system.
Awesome. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for the question, Polly.
And I did put the website on there for the VRSS login. Nobody else has any questions? I'm muting myself.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions for Bobby at this point? All right. Awesome, Bobby. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the presentation. Could you possibly send me that presentation? Now that we've presented it, we can go ahead and send it out to everybody. So I will go ahead and email everybody on the invite to the presentation. That is what we had for today's call. So a nice quick call today. We don't have any other information at this time, unless there are questions or concerns specifically for JBBS, any specific questions for the beginning of the fiscal year, anything like that. You've got me at this point. Kelly had to take a call, so she's busy. But I do have a couple other folks from the BHA here on the call. I did have Webster, but it looks like he needed to pop off, but we also have Karen. So let me know if there are any other questions, and I can answer those. If not, everybody's free to go and pop off, and I will get this recording on the website within the next day or so as well. So any questions at this point that I can answer for everybody? Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here. Our next call, let's see, will be scheduled. It'll be a learning community meeting, so that's available to everybody. And it'll be on Wednesday, September 18th. We will get the invite out a little bit closer, but if you want to put a hold on your calendar, Wednesday, September 18th at 2 p.m. for a learning community meeting. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.